Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy P Funk Thinker, man. Out here in the lab, and I'm back in the book. I got a little title here called. I want you to see that. That's what they did to us. The rape of Egypt. Let's talk about it. I got some issues. I got a bone to pick, and it's got some Islamic occupation in here too. I'm gonna break that down for you. So, another history lesson that we need to just get an understanding about. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking's way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get it together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm your spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and two, my God, be true. Right thinkers, history lesson. It ain't February, but you know how I do. I like to keep it black all year round. Let's talk about the rape of Egypt. Why you say it like that? Because that's simply, you can't put it no other way. Let me break it down. One of the most important lessons history teaches us is that no civilization lasts forever. Oh, and I got to end the book. We got some Q&A. I just got through it. I can't wait to get to them. Good lesson, good questions, and good answers. So more good stuff even at the end of the book. All right, but over the many civilizations that have developed in the Nile Valley, only a few are known to us to this day. Why? They just erased them, just wiped them out. So, but the once grand nation of Kemet is now less than what? That's a shadow of its former self. Why? Internal conflicts of the fourth and the third millennium BCE made Kemet susceptible to conquest by the Persians, who were later conquered by the Greeks, and who in return were conquered by the Romans. Big fish eat the big fish, eat the big fish. You get the concept? That's why it went down. All right. But finally, the division of Rome into an Eastern and Western empire. Okay, they got so big, they just running everything. And they contributed mightily to its what? Inevitable decline. Okay. You can't police all that territory. Eventually, you're going to lose control. That's what happened. But as the Western Roman Empire grew, I don't know what the hell that's about. I ain't trying to have that. Come on, man. Get off my phone. Jesus Christ, that was annoying. Sorry about that. But now, as the Western Roman Empire grew increasingly weaker because they try to control everything and they start losing control, they lost to the Vandals of the Visigoths, Goths, okay, and other Germanic tribes ransacked the nation and finally overthrew and around 476 ACE, the Eastern Roman Empire survived as the Byzantine Empire until it was later overthrown by the Turks, okay, in 1453 ACE. So even though the Roman Empire was now politically intact, Rome's cultural heritage, watch this, continued to have a profound impact upon the world. The Roman Catholic Church became a major influence on other cultures, as did the Latin language and the Roman legal and political system. They still ran political concepts in the church system from Rome. When the nations of Greece and Rome fell, okay, finally, they were still able to control their land, their history, their language, and culture. Contrary to, conversely, when Kemet fell to the Greeks, she was what? Renamed Egypt. This is why I don't like that name. Why? That's not us. That's the Greeks. Okay? Anything that's Egypt, that means the white man hands involved. Kemet, no white man. That's why. And this is telling you just that. That's why I know that. So that's why I make that clear. And her history, culture, language, and religion was what? Violated. Okay? Disrespected. AKA raped. In a manner unlike any other nation before or since. They took everything. They stole our gods. They stole everything from us. Took everything, lock, stock, and that damn barrel. And they have no remorse about that because they're still doing it to this day. Moving on. So throughout the past 1,600 years, Egypt has been raped by wave after wave of foreign invaders to get her goodies, who have robbed her temples, desecrated her tombs. The Book of the Dead, that come from graves. The grave robbers, okay? The mausoleums, they're going in just take and destroyed innumerable artifacts, all in the name of what? History, science, and distorted perceptions of God, all in the name of. See where we're going with this? You see, this they're not going to teach this. They're not going to tell you this. A lot of people don't give a damn about this, but it's our history. It's our story. He didn't tell you that. Why? It ain't his. It's ours. Sorry about that. But I take this. Let's talk about them damn Muslims. I don't give a good hoot about none of the religions, Muslims included. I got one thing I would tell you what I like about you. You got us got us upright, respectful, wearing the bow tie, respectfully conducting ourselves, taking care of women. I love that. Rest of it, y'all can keep and shove it up your butt. Why? Because it's all propaganda bullshit crap. That's why. Y'all ain't real and nobody else. You just as fake and phony as anybody else. When I was in the drug game, every cocaine dealer I knew in my town was a Muslim in name. Everybody had a Muslim name except me. Everybody, well, I ain't man, I ain't a Muslim. They ain't trying to be one. They ain't trying to act like no. Well, you gotta have attribute. Why? So they call me Fareed. Whatever. It means unique. Okay, whatever. But nobody call me that. I don't ask. Anybody call me that. So yeah, moving on. Let's talk about y'all Muslims right quick. The Islamic occupation. Yeah, they came and got some too. Did they? That guy outside the door and everybody doing the train. Eventually he, well, I might well go get mine. Yeah, what the hell? Moving on. So this is the Muslims. The Islamic occupation of Egypt. In 640 ACE, the Islamic army attacked the Byzantine Empire. At that time, the white boys, so we was happy about that part, that the blacks has come back and take control. And they seized control of Syria, Palestine, and Egypt. All that land was ran by the white boys at that time. Okay, Muslims came and took it. So now the Arab military was led by General When the city of Alexander fell. Okay, after their conquest of Egypt. Everybody had it. They just had to get a piece of Egypt. Well, that thing must have been good. The Arabs expressed very little interest and respect in preserving its historical past of Egypt. Didn't give a damn. Okay, they had no respect. That's what's this. What's this? The great kings and queens of old had been forgotten, didn't care, and now the mighty temples they had built were now lying in ruins after centuries of neglect. Sand just took them over. Okay, they've been swallowed up. What's this? So now the ability to read the magic letter, gone, had been lost for almost 250 years now. So it was just out of touch. And the Neteru, or the gods of the ancient Kemites, who had been worshipped by both the Greeks and the Romans. Okay, they had ultimate respect for our gods and regarded as pagan by who? Byzantine and the Coptics were now looked upon with even greater disdain by who? The Muslims. Dun, 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 dun. Here they come. It has been said that General AMR played a major role in the final destruction. I don't like him. Of the library of the University of Alexander. I can't stand Alexander numbnuts, and I sure don't like this guy, General Amar. Why? If y'all shutting down the education system, I got nothing for you but dislike. Okay, that's why you doing a great injustice to a whole lot of people. And he ordered his army to demolish the last remnants of these educational institutions. Right there. I got a problem. And when the scholars begged him to spare them, the general declared, if the library contains what is not in the Quran, here we go with his nonsense, it's false. If it contains what is already in the Quran, then it is superfluous and burn it. We don't need it. That's ego at its highest level. But so in other instances, now the temples that were not burned were disseminated block by block, and the stones was it that they took were used to build new structures. The pyramid was all white limestone, all the way around, encased in white limestone. Muslims built a thing called Taj Mahal with all that. Did you know that? Okay, so yeah, that all that limestone. They said it shook the earthquake, shook it, and it just stopped. No, they went and chiseled stuff out there, quarried it, and took it on over and built some other buildings. What's this? Block by block, and they was used to build new structures. Where? In Cairo and various other cities. Muslims. Okay, Islam. The temples that were not destroyed at the hands of men succumbed to what? The ravage of time, nature, and the sands of time. Many temples were literally just buried under tons of sand, okay, and silt, and to the point where only the roofs or the houses were exposed. Okay, these roofs were later used as what? Floors for the homes that the villagers built on top of them. They didn't ever excavate, clear out. No, they just started building right on top of it. We had a house. We took out a house on Philly. We bought it back in the '60s. I'll never forget. My grandfather bought it brand new. So we the only ones been in there. My family. My man's a carpenter. He did the work. When my sister now she got it, she haven't worked done, hadn't redone. I can't wait to get that man fired. Go see my sister. But she getting the house redone, and the guy did the floor. The guy said he had 7 previous layers of floors. Perfect example. They just built on top of it. That's my man. He's a bad man. But a number of other advances that the early Arabs made in what? When they went to Egypt, watch this. They made advances in early mathematics, astronomy, and have now been attributed to their conquest of Egypt. So they didn't just go there. No, they went there and got knowledge. Everybody went and came into Egypt, got knowledge, and took it, and took it, and took it. Muslim scholars sought out all the writings of Euclid, Galen, Plato, Aristotle, Ptolemy, and other Greek teachers, and had them all translated into Arabic. Don't you Muslims ever try to tell me a damn thing about y'all originality, about y'all this, that, and the third. It just tell you right there, y'all stole all the knowledge. Y'all stole it. Simple as that. Translated, stole it, and manufactured it, killed it, took everybody's stuff. Same way they did. Y'all no different. That's my point with that. Okay? They translated all in Arabic. So now, all of a sudden, y'all look like y'all had wise men, like y'all have. No, y'all got thieves. Okay? Quite often, what happened? The Coptic monasteries were raided for what? The books. When they came and took over, they went straight to the book, the depository, the library. What? To get their knowledge. They didn't care about nothing else. Get the knowledge, get the books. Give me them books. We need the book. And they kept it in their own libraries. And the famed Caliph Harun al-Rashid regularly paid, what's this, scribes their weight in gold for each manuscript that they translated. Your knowledge was worth the weight in gold. That's what they said. If you can transcribe this information for us, I pay you your weight in gold. So valuable is what knowledge is so valuable that you can get your weight in gold. Now we know that it's a problem for us as a people, and we don't value knowledge at all. Well, I do, but a lot of people don't. That's just me. Okay, but at one time, knowledge was essential. What? To survive. It still is, if you want to be on top. Okay, but let me wrap it up right quick. I see the clock. And now, by the year 763 ACE, remember, y'all came in at 640. So you was around over 100 years, getting information, doing your thing. Watch this. The Arab scientific renaissance, okay, now y'all done had a renaissance, was well underway, and the Arabs were now making phenomenal strides in the fields of advanced mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. What made them any different than the Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans? Not a thing. They later developed many scientific instruments. Oh, really? Which helped to establish the basis for many modern scientific methods. Okay. In a recent article in the autumn 1991 issue of Horace magazine, a publication of Egypt Airlines, the author referred the impact that Greek writing had upon early Arab culture. He said this: the introduction of paper to Baghdad in 751 AD ACE, this ensured that books and libraries flourished and popularized scholarly pursuits. If the Greeks' manuscripts had not been translated, to Arabic and preserved and been accessible, then few of the 16th century Renaissance discoveries would have been possible. See? Information hidden, information kept alive can do great things. But beginning in 813 ACE, a major center for learning was created where? In Baghdad, and a number of universities were established by the new Caliph Abdul al-Mamun. Now he's the son of the former ruler Harun al-Rashid. Al-Mamun was responsible for what? The translation into Arabic. That was his thing. And of the astronomical works of Ptolemy out of Egypt, remember? He once claimed that Aristotle appeared to him in a dream, envisioned and directed him to commission scholars to produce a number of scientific maps of the earth and the heavens. The study of these great works helped the Arabs to become the most scientifically literal people of their day. Muslims, y'all knowledge thieves too. And you didn't even well, good enough to hide you. It's right there. You can't get around that, and it's all receipts wrapping it up. But unfortunately, Al Mamun's love for science did not exceed into the area of what archaeological preservation, for he was responsible for violating one of the greatest monuments in the world. Yeah, he the one that broke into the speak into the pyramids, the Great Pyramid. In 820, Al Mamun led an army of stonemasons, okay, engineers, and artifacts on an assault of what? The Great Pyramid in his attempt to what's this? This is good. I'm wrapping up with this. To find the treasures hidden in said pyramids and purported to be hidden inside the pyramid. The story goes, the legend goes, it was gold up in their pyramid. They buried a bunch of gold up in there. Okay, first of all, they said it was a tomb, and a body been found in there yet. Moving on. And my house on 18th Street, it ain't there no more, thank God. But perfect example. Now, back in the day, we had safe, wall safe in the wall. We had built a little bracket, put it in the wall, and have a picture over it. Okay, so few people know we had a safe. So the word was they got money in the walls. I went to the house after we abandoned. Why is there holes all over the damn house? They're looking for money in the walls. Okay? Now, that was on 18th Street. That's my house. Okay? That's not a reputation, so I know for a fact. What's this? They broke into the pyramid looking for money and gold. Like Alma Movement tunneled more than 100 feet through solid rock masonry before entering into the descending passageway in the Great Pyramid. The Arabs searched in vain for what? Treasures. And in a fit of rage, they started destroying sections of the walls and the floors, tearing up the joint, looking for secret passageways and hidden money. But they found nada. Just like on 18th Street, ain't nobody found a damn dime in the wall. I know that for a fact. But they found nothing. This is too good. I'm wrapping up. Excuse me. It has been rumored that Al-Mumau had a quantity of gold spirited inside the Great Pyramid. Now, what he did was he had to pay his people. So he had a little money. So he went and got gold and sprinkled all over where he could. Hey, got some gold over here. Oh, yeah, finding. So everybody finding gold. But watch this. Watch this. This is funny. And they got the spirit inside the Great Pyramid in an attempt to appease his disgruntled men, his workers. When this gold was later discovered, okay, the amount just happened to have equal what? The total wages due to each man's pay for doing the job. So they didn't get nothing extra, but they got their money. No, they got paid. Okay, but he paid them. But in this coincidence, Al-Mumwi attributed to what? The infinite wisdom of Allah. He attributed to the infinite wisdom of Allah. Still made sure they got paid. But over the next 500 years, for 500 years, the Arabs ripped off the Egyptians, removed more than 22 acres of 100-inch limestone, which once covered the outer surface of the Great Pyramid. They took all of it. They undressed the pyramid. Literally. Okay? These stones were used to build several mosques, aka Taj Mahal, palaces, and 2 bridges in and around the city of Cairo. As Islam became more firmly entrenched in Egypt, finishing that right here, restrictions were now placed on what Christians and other tourists. Why? A Catholic monk named Bernard the Wise and several companions bribed their way into Cairo in 870 in an attempt to see the pyramids, which they believed to have been the what? The grandeurs built by Joseph during the Hebrew enslavement, which is a lie. The slaves had nothing to do with building the pyramid. Hebrew wasn't even in existence at that time. Big lie. But in 1757, Egypt was invaded by the Turks. God damn, they still coming. 1757, the Turks, and became a province of Turkish Empire. That thing must have been good. The Turks now guaranteed the safety of what? Safety of French and Spanish travelers and other non-Islamic Muslims, and made Egypt more accessible to outsiders. So they would help them come and go. But like the Crusaders, the Temple, nice something. The same thing for the Christians. Make sure they have safe passage. It's something about that road that you need to have somebody help you along that road, obviously, because it's rough out there. So that's the concept of the rape of Egypt. Everybody came and took something. Okay, I never forget when I was a kid. This movie called Town Without Pity. These 5, 6 guys molested this young girl, and they end up getting charged for it in the kitchen door. But the people really didn't care. That's what it said. Town Without Pity. It wasn't them. And I tell anybody, everybody got their own perception until what? It's them. Like Mike Tyson said, everybody coming to the fight in the ring with a plan until what? They get hit and they realize, yeah. All right. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got to go. I had to get this out the way. I got some more stuff for you. We about to do Q&A. That's coming up. Right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. I never know my right thinkers who just learned about the rape of Egypt who passed away. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'll be right back.